smuggler who took around 300 flights carrying hash and heroin, has shared how his heart would pound in his chest as he waited for his luggage. Mark Dempster, now a Harley Street counselor, described how he was filled with fear and adrenaline while transporting illegal drugs around the world, including into the UK. The 60-year-old spoke out as several young British nationals, including Bella May Cully, await their fate in foreign prisons after being arrested on suspicion of drug smuggling. It is believed that crime syndicates are targeting young Westerners to act as mules for transporting legally grown cannabis out of Thailand. Mark Dempster's understanding of the international criminal underworld comes from his decade-long experience as a drug dealer and smuggler. Starting at the age of 20, he flew drugs on long-haul flights, either by concealing the drugs in his body or hiding them in his luggage and clothing. "I was never a mule. I always smuggled for myself, but the feelings are similar," Mark said. "There's fear and adrenaline. You package the drugs as securely as possible, sometimes using a false bottom in a bag or hiding them in clothing or shoes, depending on the size of the drugs." Mark offered insight into the mindset of those coerced by organized crime gangs. He would carefully plan his mode of transport, whether by flight or boat, and consider what customs would be like upon arrival. He would strategize about which terminal at Heathrow would be busiest in the early morning, although he acknowledged that unexpected customs checks could always change his plans. "While waiting at the carousel, my heart would be racing. I would try to blend in with the crowd, seeking out busier areas as I moved through customs," he explained. "To cope with the fear of carrying drugs that could lead to a 5-year prison sentence, I would imagine myself in another scenario to avoid drawing attention. In total, dozens of drug smuggling cases involving British nationals have emerged over the past year." Mark, who now resides in Beaconsfield, would transport up to 10 kilograms of hashish in his luggage, worth approximately $90,000 today, on flights from India, Thailand, and Amsterdam to the UK. He also carried smaller amounts of resin concealed in cling film, or hidden internally by swallowing or rectal insertion. Reflecting on his time as a smuggler, Mark recalled, "One of my worries about internal drug transport was the risk of them spilling out. If I felt sick on the plane, I wouldn't want to tell anyone, fearing it would lead to imprisonment. Yet I also knew that not saying anything could be life-threatening." Now, as a Harley Street counselor, Mark uses his past experiences to help others overcome addictions. He has documented his journey in his book, Nothing to Declare: Confessions of an Unsuccessful Drug Smuggler, Dealer, and Addict.